11:26 here at 1310 a.m. KEZM, Sulphur Lake Charles. Brought to you by the Sleep Disorder Center of Louisiana, 4820 Lake Street. Go see Doc Conner and his friendly staff. Go get your sleep taken care of. Go rest right. Look, Zoom meetings, pickups, take-home tests, all that sort of stuff. Go see Doc Conner, 4820 Lake Street. Look, never a better time than right now during the Rona to make sure you're sleeping right. Also brought to you by Mattress Factory Direct. That's right, Mattress Factory Direct. Donnie Reed over there at 3122 Ryan Street has the best mattresses, the quality mattresses that you want at the most affordable prices in town. That's right. You go see Donnie, you tell him what you're looking for. He's got, half a dozen different mattresses in there, different styles and qualities. He's a fun guy. You'll laugh it up, have a good time, and then, like I said, go home and sleep in beauty. Use that stimulus check on a new mattress, Go check that out. 3122 Ryan Street. And when you mentioned the Tailgate Kings, free set of sheets. That's right, a free set of sheets. Almost like a $200 value probably. So go check it out right there. Donnie Reed over there at Mattress Factory Direct, 3122 Ryan Street. All right. Joe Burrow goes number 1 in the draft. Are we surprised? No. Chase Young goes number 2. Are we surprised? No. The Lions don't trade out of 3. I don't know. What do you think of this draft, Chad? Was there anything really surprising? What was the most surprising thing for you in this draft?
I was surprised that there weren't more surprises. I thought there would be more action. I thought there would be more moves early.
Do you think that might have been part of because of how the draft was set up? The fact that we're doing everything remote and whatnot. Do you think that had anything to do with like the lack of deals? Do you think deals still get done regardless?
I think they'd get done. I just, there's so much smoke and mirrors, and there's so many different ways these GMs play this. I think there's just no way of knowing who's telling the truth ever in any of it until the very end. So you kind of get lip service through a bunch of it. But I think that most of the teams, through day one, made the right picks. I didn't see a whole lot of. I didn't see a whole lot of like, wow, that was dumb, or
3 quarterbacks in the first 6 picks. I was kind of surprised by that. I was kind of surprised that Justin Hebert still went as high as he did when he wasn't drafted by Miami. I'm surprised the Chargers took him. I don't know. I mean, I guess we're going to probably see Burrow.
Trent Williams just recently traded.
Oh, the Redskins Washington finally pulled the trigger on that. They're talking about there'll probably be a draft trade going on.
San Francisco 49ers.
That's who he got traded to?
Yes.
Interesting. So
I don't hate it.
So, are we assuming Burrow's going to start week 1?
No.
No,
I'm not. I'm not ready to.
Right now, as far as I know, the Bengals still have Dalton on the roster.
What's going to happen with Dalton is a better question first.
Right.
Obviously.
That's more what I'm going to. What happens with Dalton, and is Burrow starting week? Because if Burrow started week 1, Dalton's gone.
Yeah, well, he has to be gone.
Right.
If Dalton's there, he's got to start.
Right. That's the other thing. If Dalton's there, he's got to start, or he's got to compete for the job, and Burrow's got to straight up beat him out, and then Dalton be on the trade block for the whole season or something like that.
Yeah, and I think ultimately there's no value in starting Burrow initially, right?
I don't know if you have to though.
I don't think you do.
I think and Andy Dalton. Did you see the video of Andy Dalton throwing lasers in his backyard?
No, but I don't really care.
Throwing darts. The red rocket launcher, it might be what you have to call him this coming season. Throwing darts.
I doubt it. I doubt we'll have to call him that.
Just looking like a guy who doesn't want his successor to be drafted.
And good. Look, you pull for all these guys, except for the ones that are total idiots and deserve whatever comes their way. But Dalton, by all accounts, doesn't appear to be one of those guys. He seems a good guy, and you want to have it be open. We want our guy to win, but at the same time, what's best for Joe right now? Would it be better for him to take the first half of the season at least to take a look from the sidelines and get used to the speed and play calling and the understanding and the cadence and the changes? And there's a pretty vast difference when you go from college to pro in any
And then,
sport.
and especially given the situation or the circumstances right now, you're not going to get the on-field reps,
No.
Whatnot. I mean, who knows what
Exactly.
kind of preseason there's going to be because there's no real off-season.
Go with the guy who knows it more.
Yeah,
and let
go the
him,
guy who knows the offense. That might be the one thing that keeps Andy Dalton in the job,
and it would make sense to protect the asset if you're going to spend that kind of money on a number one pick and bring him in and try and develop him. You don't want to kill him.
See, I think this is a regular sort of year, regular time.
He probably would
think,
start.
I think it'd be go time. No, I think it'd be go time. I think Joe Burrow is. I've never been a fan of sitting winners. I've never been a fan.
Well, depending on the situation. I mean, you still, like, Steve Young was a winner. You knew Steve Young was a winner, but he had to
He's
sit.
also playing on a winning team. I mean,
True.
He was still playing for a winner. It's not like he went to Tampa Bay. And
Well,
then,
true.
He went to the Niners, which were
Well,
not a
all I'm
slouch
saying
at
is,
that time.
It's okay sometimes, I think, to allow for a learning curve where you're not taking physical abuse.
No,
where you're
don't get me
not
wrong.
where
You
you're not
can't protect
learning
your asset.
while you're getting smashed. Like you can see like, oh, all right, there's how I can avoid getting my head pounded in on that pass rush scheme. Those kind of things can prove valuable and can add to your career. I agree. I play the guys that give you the best chance to win week to week, whoever that is. If that's the guy who gives you the best chance, then he's in the game. And if that's Joe from week one, then he's got to be the guy. But I would be very conservative, especially with a known commodity like Dalton, who you can get something from while giving him a chance to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess even Peyton Manning thinks Burrow's going to start straight out because he told Burrow he could take his interception record for a rookie. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, like I said, I don't sit winners. I mean, like I said, if you can't protect it, it's different. Like you said, if the offensive line is crap and he's getting sacked like Derek Carr was back in the days of Houston, or David Carr, which one? David Carr, I mean, in the Houston Texans and whatnot. Like, you don't want to do that.
Derek Carr gets sacked.
Derek Carr gets sacked too. You don't want to get him the Carr brothers. But if Joe Burrow out there in the line of fire, getting with those wide receivers, getting that timing down, I think Burrow has every step to make the transition to the pros. I think he's ready. I think the nomenclature and everything else, he's prepared for that. Speed of the game, of course, you have to get used to it a little bit. But I think the speed of the game is going to be slower this season in the beginning than anybody's seen because there's no off season for anybody.
That's probably true.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There could be quarterbacks all working out on Rios Island together or something, but
I still just, I don't know. I just worry about something stupid happening because you try and rush something along.
on the flip side, Tua's going to get to sit for a year in Miami, almost for sure, I think. Fitzpatrick is a good veteran quarterback who has no delusions of being your guy forever and ever, So I think Tua sits as no problem. So if Tua sits for a year, what kind of prospect is Tua in a year? What do we see?
Way better scenario for him a year from now once his body is.
Did Miami actually win by losing in a sense here, or win by getting the second quarterback here?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, I've been very high on Tua. Of course, we don't know. We just hear medical things left, right, and center. Can't be sure, but if the guy is healthy, if he comes back, especially another year, if he's 100% healthy, I mean, this is scary, especially with Brian Flores and whatnot being the coach down there, bringing the Patriot way down to Miami. This could be a really interesting move for the Dolphins, who had two other picks in the first round as well. Like, that wasn't the only one. Then you got Justin Herbert going to the Chargers. What does this do for? Does he come in and immediately compete for that starting job with Tyrod Taylor, or does he sit as well?
I think he's a sitter too. I think you'll see Herbert as a backup and given a chance to learn under Tyrod, who maybe by the second half of the season you see Herbert having ingested enough of the playbook and the speed and the understanding that. Tyrod seems to be a guy who keeps jobs warm for others, so maybe that's his role here again. or maybe we see something more from Tyrod. I wouldn't be surprised if this team is good enough to be competitive in the West, while giving Herbert a season to sit. I think there's a legitimate reality that Tyrod can, plug it together. I like Tyrod. I like what he's got, and I think Herbert's a cerebral guy who will probably gain quite a bit from the extra year of just being a student. I think he's a sharp kid who's got it together enough to. A year or 2 years. I'm pulling for Tyrod. I like the Chargers. I've always liked the Chargers. I think that they, are going to have pretty ruthless competition in the West as you see most of those teams improving, if not all of them, making some pretty solid strides. I like Herbert there. He's a grew up West Coast kid. Was a Patriot. A Bolts fan. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and I'm comfortable with him sitting a year. I'd like to see Tyrod take the reins and really do something special with this team.
All right, first receiver gone was Henry Ruggs III.
Surprised me.
Was that not surprising? I mean, I guess it would be if it wasn't to Oakland. I knew Oakland was going to start, or not Oakland. I guess it's Vegas now. The Vegas Raiders. I knew they were going to take a receiver. I thought they were going to go CeeDee Lamb. I thought they were going to go CeeDee Lamb or even Jerry Jeudy. I did not think that Ruggs was going to be the first one gone.
Yeah, very old school Raider like to take the fastest guy on the field. That's pretty much their MO, had been dating back to their inception. Al Davis loved the fastest guy. He was enamored with speed. So Ruggs, if he's not the fastest guy, he's one of the top 2, 3, right? I think he's the fastest guy. I think he timed out
he's
fastest.
got the top speed, yeah.
So kind of keeping with the brand, I was surprised. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised. But they've seen the tape, and everybody, grades out differently. Like my Niners, loved the kid from Arizona State, Ayuk. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they had him as their number one receiver on the board, and were able to actually negotiate down and then move back up and get him after I think 5 other receivers had been taken. So it's about how you evaluate your need for your team and fit and overall longevity. Super talent-rich draft for receivers. So I guess it's not who was it? The Eagles that drafted for the TCU kid Rieger, who I didn't know much about until they took him ahead of some others that I was thinking for sure would go ahead of him. But it's these guys see what they see. These talent scouts see what they see, and you're going for fit. And I guess Ruggs, seems to be a fit there, right?
Yeah, no, I mean,
you like it?
I don't dislike it. We got to keep in mind here. That Gruden still got 8 years on that contract.
Right.
I mean, he's already overachieving in year 2. He brought in Mariota to compete with Carr.
Who are the other receivers? Tyrell Williams, that's one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who was their main guy? I mean,
they had the tight end, Darren Waller.
Waller, I like. I think he's a really good player. Not yet.
They got Nelson Aguilar on the team, but that's not saying much. I mean, I don't even know how Nelson Aguilar is still in the league, honestly. I don't know. I feel like he's always a guy who's on a roster and then hurt by like week 3.
He's third. He's a third receiver. I mean, so that means Ruggs is your main guy. I don't know.
He probably becomes your number 2 or number 3 guy.
Who? Behind who?
Ty Williams is going to be one.
Ty
probably.
Williams. I mean, that's not a number one receiver in the NFL.
No, it's not. And the Raiders have had wide receiver problems. So they tried to get Antonio Brown. Remember last season?
And it's unfair to judge, to me, even what Carr's done, because his offensive line has been so bad, and he really hasn't had the kind of talent that you would be able to measure whether or not he's a true NFL quarterback. Look, I like Carr and Mariota both. They're two guys that I like a lot, actually, as NFL quarterbacks, and I think you're not doing them any service. I'm sorry, Henry Ruggs is going to be a good receiver, I'm sure, but he's not the number one receiver on your team, nor is Ty Williams. So they're going to have to win games. I don't know how they won as many games as they won last year. Were they win 7? I mean, that's surprising to me, but they're going to have to do something to improve via free agency. There's still some free agent receivers out there, aren't there? I feel like there's 2 or 3 available.
I'm sure like OBJ is, always down to be traded.
Yeah, but I know I'm talking like free agent. I don't know.
You're like 20 SEC players in the first round.
Man,
5
SEC
LSU players.
SEC and Alabama, LSU and Alabama from the SEC. There's a lot of Auburn. There's,
I mean, I was surprised. I mean,
it's scattered. There's some South
number
Carolina.
1 quarterback drafted, LSU. Number 1 running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, LSU.
Going to
the Chiefs.
Kansas City. An embarrassment of riches.
What a fit.
Kansas City's not even worried about playing defense. They're like, come beat us on offense.
Yeah, we'll score 100 points.
We'll score 100 points. Come beat us on offense. That's just an embarrassment of riches. You could argue that the one place they were lacking on offense last season was at running back. And now you've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Damian Williams in that backfield. That's going to be a great 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah, dude. That's too much. That's unfair. That's unfair. I wonder what these what we're round 4 through 7 today. That's what we're looking at. There's always these guys that just somehow pop out of the woodwork in this day. I love the stories of the 4 through 7 guys who've learned to find their way to the cream of the crop. So I expect you'll see a lot of nice, sneaky picks of value here on this final day, most of which will not know who they are. Will not know these names, will not ever have heard these names really, but these will be guys that are on your teams for 3 to 5 years, anchoring backup positions in some cases, ascending to real positions of value on your team. So these are fun rounds to watch, I think.
All right, I was going to talk about the Saints draft picks because the Saints only have 3, and they've made all 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got the number 1 center in the draft in Cesar Ruiz. They got a good linebacker in Zach Bond.
That guy's good.
Yeah.
I like him.
And then they got
I like him a lot.
And then they got this tight end. I wish Jason was on the show. Out of Dayton, of all places,
Really?
Adam Trotman, the new tight end. And supposedly he's got like the best hands in the draft, according to Swamp. Swamp's telling me he's got the best hands.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But do you think first of all that the Saints are going to be able to stay out of rounds 4 through 7? Are they going to trade back in? At the same time, they don't really need much, though.
Yeah.
Right?
What are you? I mean, where are your deficiencies?
They got their center, and the center can play guard as well. So they've got the line help they need. I mean, they've got a tight end that helps on the line as well. They got some more defense.
They're not going to draft a quarterback.
They're not going to draft a quarterback. I mean,
No, there's really nothing left to do at this point. Just sit back and I think he's given them the rest of the year off. He's not. There's going to be no camp. So it's really like no off-season stuff, no OTAs and all that. Yeah, just kind of sit back and
right. I mean, I feel good about all these picks. Like you said, they were all. Swamp was wondering if they were good picks. I think. I love all 3 of these picks. I think they got 3
the
of the best
linebacker,
players.
the kid Bone.
Oh yeah. Well, and
That
Cesar
kid's-
Ruiz is
that
the
kid's-
number one center,
yeah,
and you got to keep Drew Brees upright.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
so
look, I'm always for the offensive
for a
line
team
picks.
for a team that has been on the cusp for the last 3 seasons,
You just added
all they needed.
some weapons.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's scary, like was pointed out, because Kansas City had the only thing they
Well,
need, maybe.
you know-
But yeah, it's. I'm just curious. We'll see if the Saints stay out of the draft. All right, then we had another caller call in. All right, I'm going to call her Miss Texas because I missed her name. And I
Okay.
heard Texas at the end, so we're going to call her Miss Texas.
Okay.
Miss Texas called, and she wants to know if the Patriots are going to tank for Trevor Lawrence next season.
No chance.
And here's I've got to know for 3 reasons. A, because I think Aaron Rodgers could be on the Patriots next season. What?
Well, when
are
is
the
he out of his contract?
What are
Doesn't
the
he have 2 more
Patriots?
years?
What are the Packers doing? He's got 4 years left of his
Jesus,
contract.
dude.
They're drafting Jordan Love. What are the Packers doing?
The Packers, that was the ultimate fumble. I'm curious. I reached out to Casey just to inquire if he was all right. I was worried, you know.
Right.
And it's not that there's a lot of analysts that like Jordan Love, but there's a lot that said he's a 4th-round pick. You know, that he's a 4th or 5th-round pick.
Look, he's a guy who's got all the tools.
You
that
don't-
he
you don't-
could be Mahomes.
You don't trade
but
up.
You don't. But that's the thing. They traded up even.
You don't trade up.
They traded up to get a quote-unquote project for the. I don't know. And if you're Aaron Rodgers, what's the one thing we said all season Aaron Rodgers needed?
He needed somebody to throw the ball to.
He needed
That's
a
not
wide
anybody.
receiver. Somebody,
Yeah, I mean Devontae
anybody.
Adams was hurt, and then you saw all these
They could have moved up. They
other
could have moved
guys.
up and gotten Justin Jefferson. They could have moved up and gotten,
Oh yeah,
CeeDee Lamb. Even it's.
It's
baffling.
dude. I don't get it. I think it was one of those head scratcher moments in you just got to wonder. It's new. It's new management, new guys in there, right? So maybe
first year GM or whatever, or second year GM, second year coach.
Yeah, so you're looking at
forcing out Aaron Rodgers. Look,
I don't know.
If you're
I
Aaron
don't know.
Rodgers,
I
are you
don't-
asking for a trade?
I don't know that you're forcing him out. I mean, I'm just saying that you're looking to try and secure your job, maybe.
I mean, are you asking for a trade if you're Aaron Rodgers? Are you telling your agent, hey, look, give the Patriots organization a call. They need a quarterback. I can play for Bill Belichick because I have no personality, really. I mean,
He and Bill Belichick together would be terrifying.
Wouldn't
Just
it be terrifying?
Terribly dangerous.
I mean, we thought like the Red Rifle would be great over there in Patriot land, right?
Oh my God.
But you take Aaron Rodgers. Like, what did the Packers do in this draft? Like, I don't know.
It was terrible. It was a miscalculation, I guess. Again, a lot of teams do it. They misevaluate the landscape. They don't recognize, or maybe due to the lack of contact, that your relationships have deteriorated to such a point that I'm trying to make excuses here. I don't really have one. Ultimately, this team played in the NFC Championship last year.
Right.
This is a team that's not like
No, it's
trying
not,
to rebuild.
Yeah, we're not about rebuilding. No,
We're
give me the
talking
pieces.
about 2 guys,
Yeah.
3 guys. And now you're, if you
And
are,
you traded up.
Yeah, you
traded up to get this quarterback, Chad. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, it smelled horrible from the very jump. I felt for Packer fan because it was got to be one of those moments you're like, damn, what are we doing?
Well, I'm watching Pat
What are
McAfee
we really doing?
during the draft. I got the draft on mute. I'm watching Pat McAfee do his show during
He's
the draft.
great.
I don't know if you were over there when Rodgers was on earlier, but he had Rodgers on the show earlier.
Okay.
And after that draft pick was made, the entire message board's blown up. Call Aaron back. Get Aaron back on the show. And Pat's like, I'm not doing that to him. I am not putting him in that position. I can't do that
No,
to the
you
guy.
can't because, look, that's almost one of those things where if you are, because let's be honest, Rodgers didn't have a great year. He's had 2 years of kind of
Right.
not his best production.
But,
And
yeah,
at 36,
But you can't, like I said, he's got no weapons. Nothing.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you. I love the guy. Okay, I'm fully on his squad. But if you are in a position like the new management where you have to start looking at saving your hiney and making sure that you can continue this post Aaron Rodgers. And there's already been reason to believe that he's the kind of guy who could throw the monkey wrench in the deal and screw everything up with his personality or just being discontented. You know, you kind of have to cover your bases. I'm not trying to make argument for it, but this on all accounts is one of those things. As Niner fans were like, yeah, that was a great pick.
I'll tell you what, the other thing, Miss
Genius.
Texas, when it comes to whether the Patriots would tank for Trevor Lawrence, I don't think they'd have to as well. If you look at, let's just pretend, let's jump ahead to the 20.
You said Patriots, right?
Yeah,
Or did you say Texans?
Well, no, Miss Texas.
Miss Texas want to know Patriots.
Patriots.
Okay,
if they tank for
no,
Trevor
there's just
Lawrence.
no way.
But no, I don't think they have to. You know, I mean, if you think about if we project ourselves to next year's draft and we just take a hard look, a hypothesis, right? The teams more than likely drafting in the early rounds of next year's draft will already have their quarterback of the future, besides maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? I mean, who else? You've got, if we look at the teams drafting, or you know, we look at the draft now, you know, the first round picks, you know, Cincinnati's not going to draft another quarterback, you know, Chargers aren't going to draft a quarterback, you know, maybe Washington might be there, you know, maybe Detroit because they didn't. I mean, maybe I'm a little more optimistic on this, but a lot of these teams have their quarterbacks or their quarterbacks of the future already, you know. The Giants.
So you're saying Lawrence slips down the board?
I'm saying that Lawrence only goes one because of a trade up. Otherwise, I don't know if Lawrence goes one next year. I think like a team like the Jags would have to be in last place for him to go one, or a team like
49ers,
or a team like I mean, don't get me wrong. There could be teams like the Browns, right?
I could see sunshine in the 49ers state.
Cleveland could be awful again. You see the Browns draft another quarterback.
I could see that.
There's a couple situations, but I think more than likely it's not going to be like this year where you weren't moving Cincinnati off that one pick. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think you're right. I think you could probably hold somebody hostage for that pick.
Right. I think honestly that, you know, depending on how the Patriots do next season, let's say they go 8-8. Let's say the Patriots go 8-8. They finish and they've got. Let's just put them right in the middle. Well, let's just put them right in the middle. They've got the 16th draft pick next year. All right. I think with the draft capital that Bill Belichick's able to stockpile every year and whatnot, and the moves that man makes, because he makes smarter moves than anybody in the business. I think Bill Belichick could put a package together to go get Trevor Lawrence if he wanted him. I don't think he has to tank to get him.
I agree with that, but more to Miss Texas' question. The answer is no, because that's not inherent in their DNA, their nature.
Well, we haven't
they are
really
not
seen
going.
It.
That's not.
Yeah. We don't know. This is the first time, unless
you and I both know that's not happening.
True, but we don't.
You know, he's not waving the white flag. He's not going to lay down.
No. The whole season
never
would be
lay
tinking.
down.
The whole season would be a rebuilding season. Like I said, they'll still go 8-8. You'd never see him go 4-12 or something like that. He's still going. I mean, 8-8's like tanking for the Patriots. I feel like in a sense, but.
And you could sneak in the playoffs with that.
If Stidham's not the quarterback, I'm telling you, I think next year he's either trading next year for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Cam Newton's still out there.
They like this kid Stidham. They're acting like they really like him.
Of course they do.
Is it an act, or do they like him?
You don't know with the Patriots.
I can't tell if
there's one organization more than anything else. You don't know with the Patriots.
I can't tell if this is BS or if they really actually think he's good.
I think he's got talent. Look, they don't draft him in the first place.
I agree, but are you ready to make him the guy that inherits the job from Brady?
I don't think he's the guy, and honestly, I don't think they have the team around him to win like Brady could have won. I think Brady could take these guys that they have right now and still have gotten a 10-win season. I think this guy, as we said, a good quarterback accounts for maybe 4 wins.
Yes.
You take away 4 wins, like I said, that takes like a 6-10, 8-8 team. That's about where I got him next season with Stidham. So to begin, but like you said, we still know what's going to happen with Dalton. We still know what's going to happen with Jameis Winston.
Or Cam.
Or now I'm putting Aaron Rodgers on the trade block, baby. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I am thinking about this. I am stewing all weekend. I already have had this love-hate relationship with the organization.
And you're already a head case, and you're already a person that is prone to do some weird ego-driven crap
And
You know?
like Aaron Rodgers would go to the Patriots and take a pay cut.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
he would.
You know, I mean, it's those sort of things. He wouldn't, you know. So
I don't know anymore. Look, it's the Wild West, and I will tell you this about the format of the draft. I love it. I want it to stay like this every year. That's what if we could do it like this, I think it's great. I think it should be produced in everybody's.
Oh no, that was fun.
I love it.
That was a lot of fun.
I love
and
it.
Gosh, I mean, you got to see how some of these people live. Like, did you see?
That's what I love.
Did you see Cliff Kingsbury's house? I mean, I'm not even talking about Jerry Jones on his yacht.
That's pretty.
But Cliff Kingsbury living it up
Looking
in Arizona.
fly. Pretty
I mean,
fly.
Come on, baby. That was such a pimp days. Did you see my Titans? Did you see
Yeah, what was he doing? What was that kid doing? What was that, toilet bowl head? What was that?
Some guy like in a onesie. There was some dude with a mullet. There was a girl sitting Indian style.
It was weird.
And then if you looked in the back, there was a guy in the mirror with the door open taking a dump.
I know.
You know?
But what was the kid?
And then you got Vrabel with the huge dip in. He pulls the dip out in the middle. He doesn't have any care. Vrabel just pulls the
It's
dip.
just weird. The whole thing was weird. Horrible optics.
I loved it. I loved it. Oh, man. I mean, but that's my coach.
Kingsbury.
That's my coach.
I liked it. What was that kid doing? What was that, a toilet? What was that on his head?
I don't know.
What was that? I could not. I sat there. I rewound it 3 times. Like, what is that kid doing? And he looked like he was trying to play bodyguard. I don't know. It's weird. But it's great. That produces some really great stuff for us. You know?
What are we going to talk about next week, Chad? Because there's nothing. After this, it's like now we're really, like, thank you, Tom Brady, for giving us, like, March. Thank you, Michael Jordan, for giving us, like, 2 weeks in April. And thank you to the draft for today. But after today, man.
I don't know.
I
I don't know where we're headed.
I mean, I guess it's Aaron Rodgers
we've
thing,
got
you know?
we've got the Phil and Tiger with Brady and Peyton.
Is that, wait, is that for
That,
real?
you know, no, they've set the date.
Have they really?
Yeah, in May, somewhere in May. It's pretty much, I think, for sure.
All right. Well, I had no idea about. I didn't know that was a for real thing. I just heard rumors.
I think it's for real. I've heard it's real. I don't know who's playing with who, but that's the 4. I don't know how they're going to format that. But that could be something at least to.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm all for some golf, man. I mean, look,
Yeah, I mean,
I've got to show you this toy. It hasn't come in yet. When I get this toy in, I'll have to show you this toy I bought on the internet. I'll bring it into the show even maybe and show
sounds
everybody
dangerous.
on the Facebook. All right, like I said, we are the Tailgate Kings. That's all for us today. We'll be back next Saturday, I guess, as long as there's sports, from 10 to noon. Brought to you by the Sleep Disorder Center of Louisiana, Mattress Factory Direct, and don't forget Maplewood Burgers, where if you use the promo code TAILGATE, save yourself 10% off. Go get yourself a stuffed burger, baby. All right, like I said, we'll be back next week. We're the Tailgate Kings here, live and local on 1310 AM, KEZM, Sulphur Lake Charles. We out.